Hello everyone, this is Dave Nadler with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Atlanta. I'm going to talk to you about our next few days of weather across north and central Georgia. All right, here are the main points. We're going to focus on this next big system that is expected to impact the area over the next couple of days. It's a very powerful storm system that's going to be strengthening over the southeast region as it sort of comes together. With a strong cold front expected to sweep across the area late Friday night into Saturday. So we're really looking at multiple weather hazards across north and central Georgia for about a 12 to 18 hour window from late tomorrow, late Friday through Saturday. Starting with the potential for strong to severe storms across parts of central Georgia, generally south of I-20, south and east of I-85, Friday night into early Saturday. We will also have a potential to see some locally heavy rain, especially with those stronger to severe storms. The other thing we're going to be watching is the potential as the colder air comes in on the backside of the system, rain changing over to snow, or mixing with or changing over to snow across far north Georgia, again late Friday night into Saturday morning. With all this sort of coming together, the conditions or the potential to see windy conditions is going to exist late Friday night into Saturday, especially during the day on Saturday on the backside of the system, where we could see sustained winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour with higher gusts at times during the day on Saturday. And then, of course, as the system pulls out, we're going to be looking at very cold temperatures, basically Saturday, late Saturday into Sunday morning, with low temperatures in the teens and 20s for just about the entire area. And it's not counting wind chill values, which could drop down into the single digits across far north Georgia on Saturday evening. Good news is the cold air won't last very long. Warmer and drier conditions are expected as we head through Sunday and into Monday. And the next chance for rain will be Tuesday and Wednesday. So big changes coming. Why are we seeing this? We have an area of low pressure that you can see over us. This is basically late tomorrow, late Friday afternoon. You can see the low track across central Georgia into South Carolina and then off the mid-Atlantic coast by midday or late afternoon Saturday. During that 12 to 18 hour window, we could see the storm system really intensify. We're looking at rapid intensification of the low as it tracks across the southeast region, the Carolinas, and then off the mid-Atlantic coast. Some of the models are predicting 15 to 20 millibar drop in pressure in about 12 hours, which would classify as something of a bombogenesis. You may hear that term thrown around over the next day, or maybe you've heard it already, and that's what it means when you're looking at an area of low pressure that deepens and strengthens that quickly over a short period of time. And all of this rapid intensification of the storm system is what's going to lead to the multiple hazards, multiple potential of seeing the storm potential, the heavy rain, the strong winds, plus the wintry precipitation on the backside of the system late Friday night into Saturday morning. Here's another way, just looking at the dramatic changes. This is a model depiction of the temperatures and what they're going to be from like departure from normal. So out ahead of the system late Friday, you can see across central and southeast Georgia, temperatures are going to be anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees above normal on Friday afternoon, Friday evening. But then as the front quickly moves across the area late Friday night and through the day on Saturday, you can see temperatures are going to drop so quickly that we're looking at 20 to 30 degree below normal temperatures on the backside. So from late Friday through Saturday afternoon, that swing, we're going to be looking at potentially like a 30 to 40 degree swing in temperatures in a pretty short period of time. And by Saturday evening, as I already mentioned earlier, the entire area of north and central Georgia will be below freezing. Okay, so looking at the weather Friday night into early Saturday, this is a model depiction of the surface low and then the type of precipitation that we're expecting. Basically, the storm threat and the rain increases Friday evening into the overnight hours, basically across the entire area, but definitely along and south of I-85 in the warm sector. And the colder air comes rushing in on the backside of the system. there could be enough moisture in place that rain could transition or mix with snow for parts of northwest and north central Georgia. We'll be watching for that, especially after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Friday night into early Saturday, with some accumulations possible, but a lot of this is going to be dependent on the snow rates and the road temperatures, and we have been really warm, relatively speaking, over the last couple of weeks. So any accumulations, especially over the primary roads, is probably not going to happen. It's probably just going to melt. But the temperatures are going to drop really quickly. So if there's enough of an overlap of the snow and the much colder air moving in, we definitely could see some slick spots across parts of northwest and the higher elevations of North Georgia on Saturday morning. The timing for severe, anywhere from about midnight Friday night through 8 a.m. on Saturday. And again, this is for mainly areas south of I-20 and east of I-85. I'll show that to everybody here in just a minute. Okay, here it is. So severe threat, again, late Friday, basically late Friday evening through the overnight hours Friday night into early Saturday. We're expecting, as this warm front lifts north ahead of the cold front, basically a low to medium threat of damaging winds anywhere along and south and east of I-85. This includes Atlanta down to Columbus, Macon, Athens, Dublin, Americus, and Vidalia, all those areas. And as far as tornadoes will also be a threat, especially from areas along and south of Columbus to Macon to like Sandersville, Louisville line. That's where we expect the relatively higher risk for tornadoes to be late Friday night into the early morning hours on Saturday. So if you're anywhere in parts of middle central Georgia down towards South Georgia, please stay extra vigilant on the potential for severe weather. More than likely there will be a tornado watch for some portion of our forecast area issued on Friday evening. So just keep an eye ahead of the system before the cold front moves through in the warm sector. Potential for some severe storms with the threat of damaging winds and tornadoes. Heavy rain will also be an issue, especially across parts of central Georgia, where we anticipate the heavier rain and the stronger storms to occur. Generally speaking, with the rain even along and behind the cold front, we expect a ½ to maybe 1.5 inches of rainfall. Locally higher amounts are possible, especially across far southeast portion of our area down towards South Georgia, where we expect the more organized training of storms to possibly occur late Friday night into Saturday morning. With this kind of rainfall, and we have had some rain over the last couple of days, so we do expect some localized flooding of creeks and small streams to persist through the Friday night and Saturday timeframe. The risk for flash flooding is relatively low, but it's still possible, again, especially for areas south of I-20 and east of I-85, where we expect the more organized concentration of stronger storms with heavier rainfall to occur with this system. So what about the wintry precipitation potential? We kind of drew this as to just show where we feel most confident where the areas of snow may occur late Friday night into Saturday morning. So any of the counties in the darker blue, we do feel pretty good that we're going to see some period of snowfall very late Friday night into the morning hours on Saturday, where we could see anywhere from a trace to up to 2 inches of snow in those darker blue areas. So if you're up in far northwest Georgia and then the higher elevations, Fannin, Gilmer County, Murray County, expect some snow. Could be several hours of light to even moderate snow, just depending on when everything sort of changes over. The system is so intense and so dynamic that we could see some brief periods of heavier snowfall for a very short period of time. And then if you're in the lighter shaded blue, this is where we expect, or at least the confidence is lower to see snow, but we could see a brief transition or mix of rain, snow for several hours, changing over to snow briefly before ending early Saturday morning. We don't expect any measurable snow. There could be a brief dusting on the grassy surfaces in the lighter shaded blue areas, but overall the impacts in the lighter shaded blue areas are not expected to be that great with the snowfall. Mainly in the darker shaded blue is where we feel more confident that there could be a longer duration period of snow where we could see up to a couple of inches fall late Friday night through mid-morning Saturday. Did want to also show this. This is, again, looking at an ensemble of weather models where the percentage, basically the probability of seeing at least some measurable snow is highest across parts of west central and north Georgia, anywhere from 50 to about 75% chance of seeing at least a tenth of an inch of snow, much lower probabilities as you get closer to the Atlanta metro area along the I-85 corridor. And we also have a similar graphic showing you the probability of seeing at least 1 inch of snow or more. Again, confined to mainly the far north Georgia area or mountains, where we were looking at about a 40 to 50% chance of seeing 1 inch or more of snow. So not bad, but nothing too significant at this point. Again, the probabilities drop off quite a bit as you head south and east across parts of North Georgia. The wind is definitely going to become an issue, especially as we head into Saturday. Out ahead of the storm system, as it's really deepening and strengthening, southwest winds could be pretty gusty across parts of central and southeast Georgia late Friday evening through the overnight hours. But it's going to be on the backside of the system where the winds are going to be real significant across parts of basically the entire area. And that graphic is showing you basically on the backside of the storm system behind the cold front, strong northwest winds moving across the entire area, impacting the entire forecast area. Throughout the day on Saturday, we could be looking at sustained winds at least of 20 to 30 miles per hour with higher gusts of 30 to 45 miles per hour. This definitely falls into our wind advisory criteria and really gets close to our high wind warning criteria. But if we're not looking at widespread high wind warning criteria, we'll probably just stick with the wind advisory at this point. But I did want to get the word out that very strong winds are likely, are expected basically especially behind the cold front, behind the system late Friday night and throughout the entire day Saturday. And winds, even into Saturday evening after sunset, winds are going to be up. So we really don't see winds kind of taper off or diminish until very late Saturday night and into the morning hours on Sunday. So we're definitely looking at a prolonged period of very gusty, strong winds that could bring some trees down, especially over areas where we get some heavy rainfall. Saturated grounds could definitely aid in knocking down some of those trees due to these high winds. And the cold temperatures, this is what we're looking at for Saturday night into Sunday morning. Daytime highs on Saturday are going to be very cold and falling throughout the day across much of the area, but we're going to bottom out on Saturday night into Sunday morning in the teens and lower to mid 20s across the entire area. This is about 15 to 20 degrees below normal for March 12th to 13th. Just wanted to put that in perspective. I don't think we're reaching any record lows per se, but definitely very cold conditions for this time of year. And it could be some of the coldest readings we've seen for the entire winter season. I believe Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, the lowest temperature so far this winter is only 26 degrees. So we're forecasting about 22 to 23. So that would break that coldest temperature for the season, which is rather unusual to see that happen in the second week of March. But this is what we're looking at with this system. And again, the wind chills on top of that with the gusty winds heading into Saturday evening, temperatures dropping through the 30s and down into the 20s will result in wind chills, or what it kind of feels like out there in the single digits and teens for much of the area Saturday evening into the overnight hours. So very cold conditions along with the wind. It's going to make it feel even colder, especially across parts of north and northwest Georgia Saturday night into early Sunday morning. All right, so I know this was a lot, but definitely over the next couple of days, we're going to see some dramatic changes in the weather as a powerful storm system moves across the area. We're looking at basically multiple weather hazards, multiple weather threats and impacts across north and central Georgia late Friday and through Friday night into Saturday, with the potential for strong to severe storms across parts of central Georgia Friday night into early Saturday. Looking at locally heavy rainfall for just about the entire area. Then we're also looking at the threat for wintry precipitation on the backside of the system in parts of northwest and north central Georgia late Friday night into Saturday morning. Windy conditions are definitely going to be a problem with sustained winds 25 to 35 miles per hour Gusts approaching 45 to even 50 at times on Saturday, especially in the higher elevations of North Georgia. And then there's the very cold temperatures that will follow the storm system on the backside as the colder air settles in late Saturday into Saturday night and early Sunday morning. We're looking at lows in the teens and 20s for just about the entire north and central Georgia area. Wind chills will be even colder, especially across parts of far north Georgia. And winds are going to be up basically through Saturday evening and then slowly taper off overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. The good news is that the cold air and the cold temperatures won't last very long. We should rebound back into the 40s and 50s on Sunday. Be a cold, chilly night on Sunday night into Monday morning, but then we should warm back up into the 60s on Monday ahead of the next storm system that is expected to impact the area by the middle of next week. And at this point, primarily looking at just a rain event, maybe at the potential for a few thunderstorms, but we're not looking at a severe potential by the middle of next week with this next system at this point. And here's how you can connect with us. We have our local decision support page that is a really nice reference for situational awareness on the latest forecast and rainfall amounts, where the threat for severe weather is going to exist, and even winter weather. You can find that information on that page, and you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. And this will be recorded and shared on our local YouTube channel following this briefing. We hope that everybody has a safe and good next few days through the weekend, and thank you for joining us.